let's give the heading relative atomic mass based on the C12 scale. So I will be inshallah sharing, keep on sharing with you some notes, the small paragraphs, but you are required to either learn them or copy them, something like that.
Okay.
Relative atomic mass is the average mass of an atom of an element compared to 1 upon 12, the mass of a carbon 12. Do you remember mass spectrometry when we practice how to find relative atomic mass?
Yep.
Yes. So this is the definition. You have to copy the two definitions. Now, these are two definitions. And again, recall that relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass was determined by using mass spectrometer. Have you copied it?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I copied it.
Okay, right under it that relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass are determined by relative atomic mass and relative atomic mass are determined by
Yeah.
mass spectrometer.
Relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass.
Relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass are determined by mass spectrometer.
Okay, done.
So can you recall for me what was the method? Remember, we had a mass spectrum, the peaks, the base peak, and we used to take the ratio method. How we got chlorine 35.5? Can you recall the chlorine
Yeah,
35.5?
yeah, you take like all the different peaks of like Cl37. So like
So
you pair
we
up
we
Cl37 and 35, 35 with 35, 37 and 37, and then you take an average at the end.
there were peaks and you had to take the
Yeah,
ratio of the peaks.
yep.
Relative molecular mass and relative formula mass, including calculating these values from relative atomic masses. The term relative formula mass should be used for compounds with giant structure. What are the giant structures, for example? What are the giant structures, for example?
Giant covalent structures or
Giant covalent
giant,
structures like diamond.
yeah, and giant ionic lattices,
No, no,
right?
giant structure like diamond,
Graphite,
graphite, etc. Like
yeah,
diamond, graphite, fullerene, and other
fullerene, yeah,
compounds like that.
yeah.
So now copy this screen. Have you copied it?
Just 1 second. Still copy. Just give me 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, you can go to the next one.
Now, the relative formula mass of a substance made of the molecules is the sum of the relative atomic masses. This was a very common practice in our O level. This was a very common practice in our O level maths. Oh, sorry, O level chemistry. You have to copy this.
Okay.
Have you copied it?
Okay, done.
Now, I'm putting the example, sum of the atomic mass of each atom within the molecule, MR I'm getting. What is the relative molecular mass of for carbon dioxide? I'm taking a very fundamental example, and I've shared with you a periodic table if you have seen it. I'm also sharing some materials. I hope you're looking at them because documented or digital media has its own importance. So you can use the periodic table, but for the time being, just copy down the example and let me know once you copy. Do you remember how we are doing this calculation?
You add up the relative atomic masses.
Sorry, can you repeat?
You add up the relative atomic masses.
Right. You're adding it, but I want to ask you that what is this one? What is this one? And what is this two? Are they coming from the formula?
Yeah, for like because it's CO2, it's the amount of
They are coming
yeah,
from the formula.
yeah, because it's CO2. That's why.
Hmm.
Okay.
Help me solving this example.
Okay, H2O. This one we
Yeah,
have to find the
you can use the periodic table.
yeah. It's going to be 1 times 2 plus 16, so it is 18.
Now, can you solve this one for me? You can use that
Copper.
periodic table.
Okay,
This
copper
is
sulfate,
called
right?
copper sulfate.
Copper sulfate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think the AR. Okay, if I add that. Okay. 160. Actually,
Can
wait.
you tell me what is the mass of copper?
Okay, wait. Let me go back to copper.
Look in the
Um.
periodic table.
Yeah. CU. Copper is 63.5. Oh wait, I have to do the decimals. 1 second. 63.5. Okay,
Sorry,
plus.
can't hear you. What is copper mass from the periodic table?
63.5.
Good.
So
And what is
it would be
sulfur?
100. It would be 159.5 in total.
What is sulfur? 32.
Yeah, 32.
And what is the final answer?
159.5.
Now, molar mass is the mass per mole of a substance in gram per mole. You have to now give this heading. Molar mass as the mass per mole of a substance. Copy this heading.
Yeah, copied.
Now, the molar mass is the mass of a given chemical element or chemical compound divided by the amount of substance. The molar mass is the mass of a given chemical element or chemical compound G divided by the amount of substance in mole.
Okay.
Let me know once you have copied it.
Uh, 1 second.
Now, I'm showing you a simple calculation. Actually, molar mass means you have to take the mass, you have to take the masses and you have to add them. And this will be simply the molar mass. It is the same calculation as we did before. The only difference that here we are taking 1 mole, so we are dividing by 1. If there are 2 moles, we have to change it by 2. These are very fundamental calculations. And I'm sure if you can look at them, you can recall them. And it is basically a basic structure. Now, parts per million ppm, including gases in the atmosphere. You have to copy this.
Got it. Yep, copied. Wait, could you go 1 second, 1 second?
Uh,
Could you go back to the last one? Yeah. Or, or- okay.
now look at this screen, parts per million. Mass of solute upon mass of solution into 10 to the power 6. You have to copy this screen.
Okay, done.
So these are the formulas. Now give us side heading, basic formulas.
Okay.
Now, now I'm showing you some very fundamental formulas. Now copy this screen.
Okay, done.
Now, number of mole is equal to mass upon molar mass. Number of particle is equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. Volume is equal to N time 24 STP RTP molar concentration, and M molar mass is equal to N number of mole upon volume. You have to copy this screen.
The 22.4 is for what? What's STP?
This one?
No, before
That will be discussed later. STP means standard temperature pressure. RTP means room temperature and pressure.
what's molarity?
Molar concentration. This is something more in A level. We will discuss it once we make this topic notes.
Okay, done.
Have you copied it?
Yeah, copied. Yeah, copied it.
Good. Gram concentration is equal to mass of solute in gram upon volume of solution in dm cube. So now you have to copy these two formulas. Have you copied it?
Yeah, copied it.
Now, this is a formula for molar concentration in chemical equations involving acid-base reactions, which are called neutralizations. You have to copy this.
Yeah, copied it.
The concentration of a solution in mole per dm cube. I have just copied this formula with you. Anyhow, titration calculations are not required at this stage. You have to copy this.
Okay, copied.
Now, copy this heading. Now, this is a topic where we use experimental data, which is coming from the equations to calculate empirical and molecular formula. This is a difficult topic where you need to get the data from the equations. And you know what's the difference between empirical and molecular formula?
Yeah, the empirical is the simplest.
Well, let's keep it up to here. And I have a class, I have another class. So I will try to
Okay.
make an extra class for you because you have missed 2-3 times a bit work. So we will do it inshallah in our next class. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Can we do it on Friday if it's possible?
Just remind me on Saturday or Sunday because that is possible on Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. Also, the question I was gonna ask, right, for time
I
slots after
can't hear
August.
you.
The time slots for August.
Uh,
What time will it be?
You're talking about August time slots are known to you. We are following those time slots. The
No,
August
like
one.
no, not August. After August. After.
Acha, that I have to work out now because let me update you. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, Allah Hafiz.